Rice, rice, baby. Rice, rice, baby. All right, stop and listen. Attention. He's joining Arsenal, baby. Come on, come on. Declan Rice is set to be an Arsenal player, and we are going to get straight into this right about now. Breaking news. Fabrizio Romano has just reported that Declan Rice will be an Arsenal player in the next 24 to 48 hours, unless another team come in with a better bid to offer West Ham. Shock news this morning, Manchester City have decided to pull out of the race. They have decided not to make a second bid for Declan Rice, which therefore leaves it to Arsenal to complete. And that deal is expected to be complete. The player is happy to join Arsenal. West Ham, as I was stating last night, are happy with the amount of money that is being offered. However, there are a few details to sort out in terms of the structure of the payment. And guys, get yourselves in the comment section. Let me know how you feel about this one. The little intro that I just did there should tell you everything that I feel about this deal. Rice, rice, baby is going to be an Arsenal player. Not jollof rice, not egg fried rice, Declan Rice. £105 million. Now that is a statement from Arsenal Football Club, if I do not say so myself. Looked a bit hairy. You know, we thought maybe this deal wouldn't get over the line. Maybe we would continue to be the football club that does not secure big deals. However, it is looking increasingly more and more likely that this deal will get done. Alongside that, we have yet to confirm the signing of Kai Havertz. We all know that Kai Havertz is an Arsenal player. £65 million spent on him. Jurrien Timber is another one that is pretty imminent in terms of its announcement. Another £40 million. So Arsenal have already forked out £100 million on them two players, plus the 105 that we are about to spend on Declan Rice. At the moment, you cannot question the football club's intentions. The football club are throwing the money around. They are putting the money where their mouth is. And every single Arsenal fan should be pleased right now. And look, don't get it wrong. There is still more work to be done in this transfer window. There is still areas on the pitch that need addressing. And for as great of a signing as Declan Rice is going to be for Arsenal, I believe, it is pretty pointless going ahead and doing this deal if you're going to leave us short in other areas of the pitch as well. So do not stop spending, Arsenal. We need at least another striker, another midfielder to go alongside Declan Rice. And I feel we need another defender as well, at the very minimum. So it's still 3 positions that I feel that definitely need addressing after all of this is said and done. And at the beginning of the window, I said that it should not be an impossible task for Arsenal to go out and spend £300 million. At the end of the day, we are a big club and we should act like a big club. And this is a great step to showing that we are a big club again and we can attract the best players to our football club. So I'm extremely ecstatic about this. We're going to have more news coming our way in the next 24 to 48 hours, of course. And one thing else is as well, not only am I relieved I'm relieved, like a lot of you guys, I'm sure, that Manchester City decided not to carry on in the race. But I'm relieved that this saga is going to be over and done with. You know, I am sick and tired of talking about, is Declan Rice going to sign? Is Arsenal going to throw up the money? Is another football club going to come in for him? Does he actually want to play for Arsenal? Does he really want to stay in London? All of that is going to be over. All of that is going to be over in the next 24 to 48 hours. Fingers crossed. And we can move on to concentrating on getting in our other targets. And, you know, by no means necessary should anybody be taking their foot off the neck of the football club now that this deal looks to be done. Like I say, we still have other voids and positions that need to be filled. And I want Arsenal to do what is required and to go out there and get these players in so that next season, rather than having to hold on to the disappointment of losing out on a Premier League title, maybe next season, next summer, we can all be celebrating the fact that Arsenal are back winning major honours, maybe a Premier League, maybe a Champions League. You know, at the very minimum, I want to see an FA Cup at the very minimum. But maybe we could take it that one step further. Now, a lot of credit has to go to Mikel Arteta. And I don't, you guys that follow me know that I am not a massive fan of the manager, never really have been. But if this is all true, and there is a lot of PR out there about Mikel Arteta, but if all this is true and he is the guy that is pushing for all these transfers to come in, for all these players to come in, then I commend him. You know, I say to him, look, don't rate you highly as a manager. I do still have reservations about him, but he is the driving force behind this. And if that is the case, that's all you can do, you know? And now, like I said before, we can judge the football club and what it does based off the fact that we know that the manager is getting the players that he wants and he desires. There's nothing worse than giving a manager a player that he does not want or he cannot work with. So the fact that we're going out there, we're backing the manager with big money. Big money. This is not just a record-breaking deal for a British player. This is Arsenal's record-breaking biggest ever transfer for Arsenal Football Club. In excess of £100 million. Now, if you'd have told me that Arsenal would be spending £100 million on a player 5, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, I'd have said no chance. No chance in hell. No way. Arsenal don't spend that sort of money. You know, until Nicola Pepe came along, I think Mesut Ozil was our biggest signing, and he came in for like £50 million. You know, and obviously football and money in football has changed. So now 100 million is basically like a £50 million or a £60 million signing back then. But to be able to, you have to keep up with the times. You have to have owners and people within board level that are willing to go out there and willing to do that to keep you in a position where you should be. So I'm happy. I hope this isn't the end. I hope this is not the last that we hear of the players coming in at Arsenal. What I would say is we have got a lot of stuff to do in-house. We've got a lot of clearing out to do. We've got players that were out on loan last season that need to be moved on. We've got players in our current squad from last season that need moving on. Rob Holding, Eddie Nketiah. You know, we can have arguments about Balogun. Lokonga needs to be moved on for me. Nuno Tavares, all these players, Nicola Pepe. We need to sort out what we are doing with these players. We've also got the Thomas Partey saga to, kind of think about here because, again, Declan Rice is an excellent signing. But if you're letting Thomas Partey leave and Granit Xhaka, you need to bring in sufficient replacements. Now, Declan Rice, I'd have been quite happy with Declan Rice as our 6 and Thomas Partey as our backup. If the football club are not going to do that and they're going to move Thomas Partey on, then I want to see a sufficient replacement coming in. But not only that, I also feel like even if we was to replace Thomas Partey, we still need one more midfielder. We still need one more midfielder. Nobody really knows where Kai Havertz is going to play for Arsenal. Nobody really knows that Mikel Arteta's plans are for him. I don't really see Havertz playing the 8. And I feel like we are a little bit short in that area. We're going to be fairly heavily reliant on the likes of Fabio Vieira. And he just didn't hit the heights for Arsenal last season. And I don't think he will either. And that's harsh to say on a player who's only had one season. But the reality is, if you want to be at the top of your game and you want to remain at the top, you have to be ruthless. And regardless of whether we have spent £30 million on him only last summer, he's not good enough. He's not strong enough. I think, look, I'm a skinny guy. Yeah, I'm a skinny guy. I reckon I've got more muscle and strength about me than Fabio Vieira. That guy is like a twig. And the problem is, he doesn't seem to be doing anything about it. He's got to be hitting the gym and trying to bulk himself up a little bit for Premier League football. It's not like how it is in the Portuguese league. It's very physical in the Premier League. So we're going to see. We're going to see. We've still got a lot of work to do. But Declan Rice coming into Arsenal is a big, big, big step, a big statement of intent. You can only smile. You can only smile. Listen, I'm going to read out a few comments. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. But yeah, Declan Rice at Arsenal. Let me know in the comment section how you guys feel about that. Also, make sure you're smacking them likes up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're not already. That would be so much appreciated. We've absolutely smashed the 1,000 subscribers mark. We're on like 1,030 now, something like that. And I'm really pleased that we've made it that far. But let's smash the next milestone. If we can get to 2,000, let's say by the end of next month, that would be excellent, and I couldn't ask for any more. But big up to all you guys that support the channel. Luca says, let's go. Declan Rice, here we go. Here we go, says Niall. Hawkwind, 77. I told you he was going to Arsenal all along. That kiss on Saka's head when he scored that hat-trick convinced me. Do you know what? That's a strange analogy. A strange analogy. But you did tell me. I'll give you that. You did say, I am confident that Declan Rice will sign for Arsenal, even when I wasn't. So big up to yourself, mate. Big up to yourself. Oliver doing the Soo. I mean, it's not quite Ronaldo, but it's big for Arsenal. Massive for Arsenal. Niall says, announce Rice. Rice will be announced within the next 48 hours, according to Fabrizio Romano. So, yeah, it is the done deal pretty much. It is pretty much a done deal. There is nothing stopping Arsenal from getting Declan Rice now. And by the way, to everybody out there that said they don't believe Manchester City actually wanted Declan Rice, I'm going to debunk that myth right now, because I do think Manchester City wanted Declan Rice. I do think they, if they had have had their bid accepted, that they would possibly be signing Declan Rice right now. But the reason why I feel they didn't go in for a second bid is because they don't value him as highly as what we do. You know, you look at Manchester City's team right now. Look at the players that they've got in their midfield. They could go out and sign somebody for a bit cheaper than Declan Rice. It's not like they're desperate and they need him to elevate their team and take them to the next level. You know, great player, Declan Rice, but he's not going to do that at Manchester City. He will do that at Arsenal. And that is why I feel like they pulled out and we went that one step further with the £105 million bid. And because of that, I feel like, you know, the work that we've done in the last 6 months as well to convince the player, it would have all been for nothing. If Arsenal hadn't have bothered to put in the £105 million bid and we would have walked away from this deal, we would have wasted 6 months worth of work for what? You know, so we would have kind of made ourselves look a bit stupid there. I don't think Manchester City have made themselves look stupid. Clearly, they have a valuation of what they feel Declan Rice is worth. If they could have got him for that, I think they would have. But they're not willing to go that far for a player that they don't feel is as important for their team as what it is for ours. So that's how I feel about that one. Brandon in the building, baby. Let's go, let's go. Rice, baby. Do. Here we go. Nico says, I thought you said he was joining City, Brandon. Look, everybody gets things wrong. Everybody gets things wrong. I did say I thought Declan Rice would join Manchester City. I gave my reasons for it. I believed that Manchester City would, you know, continue on in the race for Declan Rice. I believed that they would offer better structure of a deal than what we have done. The only thing that I was really wrong about is that Manchester City have decided to pull out of the race. You know, I never really foresee that coming. I think if they had remained in the race, then there was a high possibility that he would have gone to Manchester City. And that's not saying, well, because City have pulled out, that's the only reason Arsenal are getting him. I don't believe that for 1 second. But what I do believe is it would have probably come down to the player and his choice. And you can never guarantee anything in football. So, you know, I looked at the fact that Manchester City are winning ridiculous amounts of trophies at the moment. Unfortunately, a football career is short. You know, look at Harry Kane, for an example. The guy's never won a trophy. He's nearly 29 now. Does Declan Rice want to potentially come into Arsenal? And I'm not saying we won't win trophies, but it's all about winning trophies. You know, you're guaranteed that at Manchester City, and that's how I looked on it. So, but I was wrong. You know, I was wrong, and I'll hold my hands up about that. You know, big up Brandon and the chat. Hope you're all good. I am swimming. I am loving life right now. Declan Rice to Arsenal. Here we go. Admit I was right. I did admit you was right, bro. I did admit you was right. I ain't gonna lie. Better than Canadian soccer right now. How about you? Do they qualify automatically in 2026 as a host nation? I believe there's a bit of a chat going on between a few guys in the comments section. Let me just... We need a striker, Brandon. Yes, we do. I agree, Jake. You know, we definitely need a striker. We definitely need somebody who can guarantee us goals because, you know, Gabriel Jesus, I love the guy. I think he's a very, very good player. But his goal scoring record is not something to get too excited about, you know. And I know we sit here and we talk about ifs, buts, maybes, but you kind of have to weigh up all your options. You know, worst case scenario, if this happens, if Jesus gets injured, who we got coming in? Like, let's be real now, you know. Imagine going away to the Bernabeu or to the Allianz or to the let me think, the Parc des Princes, yeah, with Eddie Nketiah up front. Like, do we really want to see that? Really? I mean, you know, people have their own opinions, but I squat almost 3 times Vieira's weight. I'm sure you do. 5 to 9, 112 pounds. How we doing, Static? Big up yourself. 12 likes. Is that it? Come on, guys. Smash the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Share the content around as well. You know, that would be very, very much appreciated. And yes, congratulations on getting 1K. I appreciate that, bro. Hopefully, like I said, if we can make it to 2K by the end of next month, I'll be ecstatic. I'll probably be happier than, you know, what we're witnessing right now. Declan Rice at Arsenal. But listen, guys, like I said, I was going to keep it short and sweet. As I say, smash the likes, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Rice, baby. Where's my sunglasses gone? Here we are. Rice, baby. He's going to be an Arsenal player in the next 48 hours. So enjoy, Arsenal fans. I'm out of here.